Welcome to this week's episode of Flux Cup Weekly. I'm your host, username_Intel, and this video will be focusing on stats, teams, and opinions of the Expert Division Week 1. Unlike the Apprentice Division, the Expert Division was unable to have an invitational, so the information we've gathered is formed mainly on the draft, such as Volcanic being seen as the winners of the draft. This can be a given due to their insane pickups such as Gag, Adax, and Cam, which are all well known within the community. This could be a good reason the community see Volcanic as pretty much the team with the highest potential, or just we're really unable to decide which teams had it. Unfortunately, this is all the information I was able to gather from the forum, so let's just get right into the games. The first match should have been Grubs 2 versus Last Kings, but they ended up agreeing on a reschedule. Either way, it is my job to report on these matches, so I waited, and on the 11th of this week, the match was complete. Predictions were in favor of Grubs 2 winning a 3-0 series. This was the highest statistic of all the predictions at 56.5%. So, when it came to the game, Last Kings were able to take a crushing defeat by Grubs 2 in a clean 3-0 series. It wasn't that Grubs was better, but rather Last Kings seemed so unorganized. They improved throughout the game, but really were unable to do anything. It's kind of worrying to see the rest of the future of Last Kings. But, moving on to the second match, being Volcanic versus Chicago Butchers, the community perspective was that Volcanic wins with a 3-1 scoreline. But were they right? Honestly, if I could just make the no capital, I would. Because Volcanic came into this game like a raging inferno. It was extremely scary how dominant they were to get a 3-0 scoreline, which only 14.3% of people were able to guess. Volcanic really ended up showing how dominant they became as they started to gain momentum. So now I'm kind of expecting a lot of these expert teams have to go up against a Titan. But I feel if anyone manages to defeat them, it'll be well earned. However, when it came to U-Effect and Simply Business, they had the only intense game of this week. It was unclear by a community standpoint who had the edge. Simply Business was still rated to win the match in a 3-1 series, or 3-2. But, was Simply Business able to defeat U-Effect? The answer is yes, they managed to beat U-Effect in the first Game 5 of the Expert Division. Both of these teams came in to the point where I now feel we will need to be paying attention to both of these teams, as they might be able to compete against high-up teams like Volcanic or really defeat anyone. But that's it for the video. Week 1 for Expert was an amazing showcase of mistakes that can cause a fight, but also the potential all of our teams have. I'd recommend checking out twitch.tv/FluxCup so you can watch the matches that get streamed, but also join the Flux Cup Discord just in case any matches get rescheduled or streamed on a different channel. Other than that, my name is Intel, and I'll see you next week.